kick to the gut.
I like it.
Hey, what's up? It's Mr. Young.
And it's Foreign in the building. Happy Halloween, Mr. Young.
Happy Halloween to you as well. Well, I mean, the day after Halloween, I hope everybody is doing fine, I think most people celebrated over the weekend, right?
Yeah, for sure. And as you might have known, I am also a Halloween baby, so I had a pretty interesting happening weekend as well, celebrating my birthday as well. Yeah.
I assume you don't really celebrate Halloween. You just, you see people dress up, but you're off celebrating your own birthday, doing your own thing lah. So the question is, was Foreign very pampered and very taken care of this weekend, huh?
Fancy schmancy, bro. It was good. It was good. I think, turning 30, some people say it's like a big deal. Some people say it doesn't mean anything. I'm feeling kind of in the middle about it. It is what it is, lah. But then one thing I noticed, bro, I think no matter your age, bro, whether it's your 30 or 40 or what, Halloween, people always want to dress up and have their inner kid in them come out, bro. That's what I noticed over the weekend.
Oh, absolutely. It's an excuse to be what you've always wanted to be, but were, quote unquote, ashamed to be in front of everybody else on a normal day. You know what I mean? Like, those who like to show a lot of skin, slutty, whatever, all of a sudden.
We don't judge both guys and girls.
No. Absolutely. Do whatever you want, as long as you're having fun and keeping safe and being cool and everything. Let me say hello to everybody in chat, by the way. Irvin, it's good to see you. If you're in chat, please come and say hi to us. Let us know you're here and you're ready for some wrestling talk.
Yeah, man. And we are coming on to like a very, very interesting couple of weeks coming up. And also this past weekend as well, because, local wrestling is still ongoing. Over the weekend, we had Triple Max. We also had Ring of Rebirth put out their show as well from the previous week. So, like, it's happening whether it's international wrestling or local wrestling as well, bro.
I know there is just so much content to consume. And to me, that's like the big issue or the big fight that every single one of these promotions, both locally and internationally, that they have to deal with, right? It's not just that, bro. It's TV, it's movies. Black Adam is in cinemas. There's Marvel stuff. Wakanda Forever is coming out next week. I mean, my God, how are we going to find time to not just watch everything, but also live our lives?
Yeah, man. And not only that, how are we going to find time to watch stuff, support our local community in wrestling as well? On top of that, have a life. On top of that, try to catch up with our own things that we want to do as well. So it is a balancing act, I must say.
Oh yeah. Rishi, what's up, dude? Rishi says, needed a break from work. Thank goodness for this podcast. We appreciate that. Those are very kind words. Thank you. Father Maka, good to see you. Average, good to see you as well. What's up? Let's talk about wrestling. Before we do that, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Just like Rishi, this podcast also is our break from work. It's like our 1-2 hours we can sit and catch up with each other.
Yes.
In this whirlwind of adult life and talk about wrestling. It's like our own escapism. So I appreciate you saying that you also want to take a break from your work to come here as well. Join us.
Yeah, like the crazy thing is, right, because, there is a lot of setup that needs to be done before we do a podcast and everything like that, right? But, after the podcast, once we hit start or, we are live, quote unquote, all that stuff goes away. And I really appreciate that, I appreciate that you guys are here, spending your time with us. We get to chat and just have fun, talk about the shit that, we love.
Yeah, for sure. And like we mentioned as well, we're coming up to our 200th episode,
Ooh, that's a lot of wrestling talk. How many times have we said stop it lah, or how many times have we shat on the young boy? Well, mostly me lah, I wish there was a stat counter. We need one of those like super detailed numbers, guys, to go through every single episode and count,
Yeah, man. And I think a couple of seasons ago, I had this very, very bad habit of saying one word. I don't know whether you all remember. I keep saying what? I'm asking you because I don't remember what I said.
For sure. For sure.
Bro, I really pushed it out of my lexicon, bro,
Wow, not bad, not bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just thinking back. So remember there was that one year we also had our dear Halloween friend, Butcherman, on our podcast. Celebrating Halloween moments. And so that was like a memorable podcast from a couple of years back as well, yeah?
That was so much fun. So, it's nice reminiscing, but I think it's time to get down to business today and talk about the wrestling right now. Has wrestling in the past couple of weeks been exciting for you?
To be honest, I think wrestling is in a lull. I feel like, especially October, I don't know, maybe okay, after the initial excitement of Triple H taking charge of WWE, I think they've settled into like a groove.
Yeah.
AEW, after the initial excitement of MGF returning and all the drama from the Elite and CM Punk, TV has gotten boring.
Well, I mean, can you blame them? The fact that their biggest draw, and we've argued this to death, and not with each other, with other people, right? That CM
Yeah,
Punk
yeah.
was their biggest draw, and now he's gone. And the regime change that has happened in AEW now, it's like, wow. That's probably the more exciting thing. Now we have the Chris Jericho camp, who is basically just a bunch of nonsense going on over there. We have MJF trying to make it work. He's like the one bright spot in that shit show. You know what I mean? Right now.
He
And-
is.
And the thing is, what are they doing with him? I'm like, there is so much worry, and I don't know if he's doing it on purpose just to swerve the fans. I feel like maybe he is, but like, there's so much worry that Tony Khan or, Chris Jericho's whispering in Tony Khan's ear, like, hey, this guy should be a good guy lah. Look at the pops he's getting, blah, blah, blah. But we all know MJF is best as a heel, a dastardly bastard.
I hope it's a double swerve, you know what I mean? Like, he is like teasing this face turn, testing the water, but then he like pulls the wool all over us at Full Gear. We've seen this before historically. Remember, bro, I know this was during when you are most into WWE and wrestling. Attitude Era. Remember Deadly Games with The Rock?
Oh my God.
Survivor Series?
Very specific memory. I do not recall. Okay, who was The Rock up against?
Okay, why I brought this up was because more than 24 years ago, 1998 Survivor Series, there was this Deadly Games tournament to crown a new WWE champion, right? And The Rock was the heel. He was part of the corporation, but he was getting a lot of cheers at that point in time. Going into the Deadly Games tournament, he was having like this like mini babyface run. And towards the end, he was supposed to defeat Mankind. So Mankind was like the chosen champion for the corporation for Vince McMahon. But at the end of the match, when he won the title, he essentially turned heel again. So he like a double heel again turn. And he became the corporate champion, remember?
You are the wrestling encyclopedia, my friend, because now that you've mentioned it, I remember the storyline. But I would not know, Deadly Games, what year, bro? How do you do it, bro?
Bro, essentially, I got no life. Growing up, I just watch wrestling every day.
No, but yeah, exactly, right? I remember it. But here's the problem. Recently on AEW, we've seen such a double turn already. I don't know if I doubt that they did it on purpose, but they've already done it, bro. You think very hard. Who has
Don't tell me you're talking about the quadruple turn of Luchasaurus, bro.
From face to heel to face to heel. Oh boy.
God, that was terrible. Yeah,
Hey,
but
Sir Hus, by the way, Deadly Gain, Zaman VCDs, yo.
oh, respect, bro. I know you are. You know what I'm talking about. Deadly Games, yeah.
Bro, we all bought the VCDs.
Yeah, the reason why I compared that version of The Rock was when The Rock was the heel corporation champion, he was still getting a lot of cheers. People still love him, right? To the point that like WWE couldn't resist but to turn him face. But one thing is, he turned him face as a test run before turning him back heel to go up against Stone Cold, the first WrestleMania confrontation between them. Remember WrestleMania 15?
Yep. Well, I mean, if anybody is a student of the game, it's MJF, right? So he's probably, sort of like, hey, let's take inspiration from this idea and doing it. So, I mean, here's the thing. He got beat down by the firm. And can we just say how pointless the firm is? Within a few weeks of establishing the firm, now they're just this chapalang bunch of people.
I feel like they fast forward the storyline like by a couple of months. Like shouldn't they have had like the initial 2 months where the firm was reigning together with MJF before the third? I don't know why they hot-shotted it so fast.
Maybe they have no time. Maybe they're like, oh shit, we need to get on with it. And let's face it, like, who else in the firm actually makes a difference? Ethan Page, to this point, still hasn't made a difference. The green hair... sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I'm not saying it's like, the problem is, right, they all have the talent. We all know they all can great talents and deserve a shot. But like, now that they're given the shot, are they really knocking it out of the park? Or is it the storylines holding them back?
I think it's the storyline that's holding them back because all this is done to serve MJF, right? And now that, okay, yes, you got Ethan Page sort of having mini feuds here and there. You have the green haired guy. It's like, it just all doesn't seem like stuff that one would care about. You know, it's like, oh, all this is inconsequential. I just care about the MJF stuff.
Yeah, and it's tough because like you know for sure like right now there's like this dearth of top level talent in AEW, right? Should be the time where new stars are stepping up. Why is Ricky Starks not there?
Okay,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Ricky Starks might be injured. Hobbs recently showed up with, oh my god, he was with that, what group really? Yeah,
Rampage?
I can't remember. Like, he's on Rampage. It's just Rampage stuff. I've stopped basically watching Rampage or like actively trying to pay attention to Rampage. It just happens in the background for me. Like I actively watch SmackDown. Rampage is pointless.
Yeah, and you know what? When you watch SmackDown, you'll get gems, You'll get gems like the Bloodline. So there's a reason why you want to watch SmackDown for sure, right?
Can we just admit right now that Sami Zayn is like the MVP of SmackDown at this point?
Yeah, man. He makes me feel so... What's the word? What's the word, bro? Oozy.
Oozy! Let's go! And here's the thing, right? This is how you do comedy without doing comedy. Does this make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
This is not intentional, like, like the Young Bucks trying to do stupid things to Brandon Cutler, or like, like terrible hokey jokes like that Quincy fella on NXT. Like, like he's just being funny. And it's natural. It's part of. He's not wrestling a blow-up doll or fighting Invisible Man. Like, this humor in wrestling works because the guy is just funny.
Like the Bloodline, right? All of them. Wouldn't they have fit perfectly in the Attitude Era?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think what makes the Bloodline work, why does the Bloodline work as a faction compared to, like, say, the Firm or freaking Jericho Appreciation Society?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel because they took some time to get this whole group together.
Yeah.
But when they did, every one of them has a distinct personality.
Yep.
So the great thing about a faction is when all 4 or 5 of them have characters that stand out, and we enjoy the interactions between each one of them, and it feels natural, right?
Yeah.
You got like, okay, Solo Sikoa, even though he's playing the straight guy, but like that is him. Like, you can make comedy out of it, you can make him serious, no issue, right? You got Jimmy is like the supportive guy who always doing that stupid hand gesture with Sam Zayn. I love it, man. So he's like the supportive. He's like chill about it. Like, you know that guy in any group, any clique that's like, yeah, man, he can hang out with us. I'm cool with that kind of thing. And then you have Jay, of course, like the super mistrusting guy, right?
Yeah.
Calling out Sammy, and Sammy is just the MVP. I think the Bloodline, we've really talked about it a couple of times. They were stale for so long.
Yeah.
Right after WrestleMania, but having Sami Zayn just injected new life into them, and like Roman's having fun at this point in time.
I just read a rumor that they are holding back on a Kevin Owens program because Sami Zayn is so over at this point. So I wonder if, the original plan was to have Kevin Owens somehow involved. Kevin and Sami, maybe they form a tag team to go up against the Usos, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think you can always have that at the back of the pocket. Like, eventually, I know it will break all of our hearts. Sami Zayn will get kicked out of the Bloodline. Come on, right?
Yeah, at some point that will happen, right?
Yeah, and so Kevin Owens will be the friend that he's always needed, and he'll be there for him. So, but in the meantime, let's enjoy this storyline, right?
Oh yeah, well, at least see that there's something exciting to look forward to. On the Raw side, it's a little bit leaner. Like, I know they're building up to Crown Jewel, so every week got some Brock and Lashley bust up. But at this point, it's just very weird because, Brock comes back, everyone's cheering, right? Because he's a returning guy. But he's destroying Lashley, who's a face. So it's like, okay, is this a case of just two big names? No, it's really not a face versus heel dynamic because people want to see both of them. The problem here, though, is Lashley is supposed to be the face, but he's getting drowned out by Lesnar's popularity, right? And Lashley doesn't have a mouthpiece. We all know he can't really work the mic.
Yeah, it's a weird dynamic, bro. 20 years ago, right? If
Mm.
both of them were fighting, having a rivalry, and both of them had no managers, this would suck balls. They couldn't talk. Both
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
talk for nuts.
yeah.
Um, yeah. I eyeball a bit of Raw coming
Mm.
before going live on the podcast, and like you said lah, like Raw isn't as interesting, even though there are stories happening.
Yep.
You got the Miz and Dexter Loomis and Gargano somehow involved. You got like Judgment Day has been warming up to me somehow. Like
Mm.
I feel like they're getting very comfortable in their character. So Judgment Day is like it is what it is with Dominic and all that.
And it's quite clear that they recognize that Rhea is now the breakout star. Like,
Yeah.
people are thirsting over Rhea, this whole, like, Dominic being the sub, whatever, right? And
Yeah.
at least you can tell, like, okay, you remember, like, last week on Raw, they had her, like, beat the shit out of Gallows and stuff like that.
They are power bomb on him, right?
Yeah, power, no, power, I think it was a body slam.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's time for Rhea to fight some man in wrestling matches. But I think she's ready.
So is Rhea the next China?
Yeah, and she can be
Beth?
much better than China because I feel like she definitely is a team player.
Mm.
And I feel like, when remember a few years ago when Randy Orton RKO'd like Nia Jax?
Nia Jax, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like she can take on the role where she's like going off to. Can you imagine Randy Orton trying to like steal shit with Rhea Ripley? I think Rhea Ripley might
Ooh.
reasonably come toe to toe with Randy and beat his ass as well.
Well, I think so. I think they should have one match. I mean, somebody should like have a match with Rhea Ripley. It has to be a smaller male competitor, just so that they don't, completely destroy this fantasy of pro wrestling.
Yeah. And speaking of thirsting over Rhea Ripley, I was thirsting over Dante Chan's cosplay of Rhea Ripley, bro.
Oh my, bro. Oh my. Oh yeah, that cosplay was quite legit. Even Rhea Ripley, like,
Tweeted
acknowledged it on Twitter, right?
Yeah, it was great. Any way to get Dante Chan's attention somehow, like
Yep,
get him
yep.
somehow some spotlight. Even if he's dressing up as Rhea Ripley, by all means, go for it, bro.
Rishi asks, is Seth Rollins a heel or a face? Can't say anymore. I think Seth also has become one of those guys, like he's transcended a little bit. People will still cheer for him, but he still acts like a heel, and he's involved in like this US title 4-way feud. So if anything, at least it gives Elias something better to do, and Ali is in the mix, in that group as well.
Yeah, and apparently on Raw, Seth Rollins brought back his blonde hair.
Yeah.
So he was sporting it on Raw this past Raw.
Yeah.
And I like where he is right now. Like he can go up to the world title picture anytime, right? But you also know that he doesn't need to at this point in time because of Roman being Roman.
Yep.
So what's like the consolation prize, like giving him a mid-card title, letting him elevate the US title? I don't think that's such a bad idea.
No, absolutely not. And I think he's very happy to do it as well, and he's having fun, it seems. So, yeah, all in all, like right now, when you look at Raw and SmackDown, yeah, there are a couple of holes. Yeah, I saw that Alexa Bliss and Asuka won the Women's Tag Team Championships. I'm like, okay. Like, it still means nothing to me. Like, Dakota Kai and Io Sky, like, have had a lackluster reign, to be honest.
Yeah. Can we say that Damage Control has been meh?
Yes, because, I don't know, I feel like Bailey is such a good mouthpiece, but as a faction, it just doesn't work somehow.
I believe it's because beyond wrestling good matches, I don't think Io Sky or Dakota Kai brings anything to the table in terms of character.
Yep.
They're not distinct, they're not menacing enough.
Okay, so like I agree with that in terms of Dakota Kai. Like I've always thought of Dakota Kai on NXT as mid-card NXT. Right? And when you talk about mid-card NXT, that's pretty much jobber at the main event level. So I was like, I'm like, all right, she's at least give her a chance, and we are seeing now that it's not working. I feel like Io Sky could be, if they booked her like the dominant sort of heel champion that she was on NXT, but she's been sort of stuck with Dakota Kai, So it's like, I feel like Dakota Kai is like the anchor around her in many ways.
Okay, it's weird because when I was watching a bit of the match on Raw, the main event, right? Like every time Asuka went toe to toe, standing in the ring opposite Io Sky, like the crowd was popping. Like
Yeah.
they want to see that match, but I want to see that match as an NXT takeover 1-on-1 prime Asuka NXT and prime Io Shirai NXT.
Yep.
Not this version, because this version doesn't feel that there's any heat to it, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, and of course, this version of Asuka is sort of this watered down, like hee ha ha hee ha ha. Don't know what
Yeah.
she's doing, Asuka. And can we get both of them as killers back? You know, and and they can promo against each other in Japanese. Who cares? As long as they put on banger after banger after banger.
Hey, imagine both of them take 5 minutes out of Raw and just cut like a 5-minute Japanese filled promo, and like it literally made sense for Japanese readers and listeners, but like no one else understands.
Put subtitles. They can do pre-tape, right? Put subtitles. So simple.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, the point is like Asuka winning with Bailey, with Alexa Bliss. Both of them becoming champions felt like out of nowhere. It didn't mean anything.
As a team, they don't even make sense, let alone them winning the championships. In terms of, okay, what do you think of this as a theory, right? And we'll get to theory in just a bit. But Bailey is a solid heel, but she's a solid solo heel. Or she's a solid tag team heel with Sasha Banks. But as a leader, somehow she doesn't rub off on her two, little lackeys.
It remains to be seen. I feel like there's a lot of Bianca Belair and damage control scenarios, but there's no resolution. We've added a new dynamic last week, the return of Nikki Cross.
Okay,
and Nikki Cross looks great. They play it. They've played into her sanity gimmick a bit.
Yeah.
So she's this very wild card in the main event picture for the women. I like that. But what's going to happen going forward? Is this going to lead to Survivor Series? Is there going to be like a faction wars? We don't know.
What happened to Doudrop, by the way? Snake bit right from the start. Poor thing.
Yeah,
maybe she goes away. Maybe she comes back as Piper Niven. And fuck this Doudrop nonsense.
She can go back to NXT. I think NXT needs a couple of new faces as well. So I am very meh on the women's roster over on Raw. What was the most interesting thing on Raw for you? Like, what would make you like check out like the segments?
To be honest, maybe the Judgment Day. Some of those promos with Rhea and Dominic and Damian Priest. Notice I did not say Finn Balor's name. I don't know what it is. He seems like the butch of the group. He's this small like guy. And he's not the leader. Let's face it. He's very clearly not the leader of Judgment Day.
But shouldn't be the case, because he has historically been a great leader in Bullet Club, has been a good babyface champion.
Let's talk about that. Are you at all on a scale, and chat, weigh in on a scale of 0 to 10, right? How excited are you for OC versus Judgment Day?
Well,
as cool as it is to have the OC back and, AJ have his boys back, right? Honestly, they were never they won the tag team titles. This was like their very first run. But really, have they done anything super outstanding that you're like, oh, I remember them fondly? Not really. They're just there, right? And they're living off a gimmick that's how old at this point? The Bullet Club, right? That's the whole gimmick. They are imitation Bullet Club. And Bullet Club hasn't been relevant in that incarnation for a very long time. Certainly not relevant to viewers of a North American product. Maybe they've heard of the Bullet Club in New Japan and you're like, there's the link there. And then they're using recycled hand signs also. This is not even their hand signs. So everything about them to me feels lame. It feels like a rip-off, a tribute act, a cover band.
Yeah, and I think the Bullet Club hype has died down. Like, it was a big thing throughout the 2010s, we gotta admit. But I feel like, people are moving on to new things. I think they need to kind of end the rivalry, and they've acknowledged the past, which is great.
Yeah.
But Crown Jewel, I think, is where they need to kind of end it and move on. Do you know any news about what's the situation with Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, New Japan?
last I checked, he was contracted to do a New Japan show, right? And then he's like, fuck it lah, because it's Saudi money, brother. It's all about that Saudi money. So he's probably getting way more money from the crown jewel. So he's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, that's just bad business, honestly. Like, that shows how, it's a reflection of his professionalism lah. But in terms of like, do I want to see him as a wrestler as part of this group? Also, nah, not really. I could give two shits about OC versus Judgment Day.
Yeah, to me, it's like much ado about nothing for him to fight so hard to get on this show. But is it a really important match that will change the trajectory of Crown Jewel? Not really.
If anything, at least it spices up the tag team scene a little bit. Now you got an OC to fight instead of Otis and Gable. The poor Otis and Gable. Always, now they're the jobber tag team. Default jobber tag team. Los Lotarios. Default jobber tag team.
It's so sad. Okay, I randomly was watching the WWE Network over the weekend, and I saw a table for three it's a this season's episode between Kurt Angle, Chad Gable, and Otis.
Wow.
So all three of them sat and talk about like their amateur wrestling background, whatever it is that they have in common, right? And it's so crazy because, Kurt Angle gave them a lot of props. They said that, he looked at Chad Gable and thought like, you have everything in the toolbox to become as successful as, Kurt Angle was in WWE.
Funnily enough, I think that's the problem. Because you see someone like Chad, right, probably grew up idolizing Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle is the prototype. He was the first, right?
Yeah.
And therefore, there will never be one better than Kurt. There will be never be a better Kurt Angle than Kurt Angle. And the fact that a lot of these amateur wrestlers come out idolizing him, thinking, oh, that's the formula to follow. Well, you're never going to be better than Kurt, right? So maybe it's time for Chad to branch out and do something else. The Shush thing was cool for a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months. But at this point, it's like, okay lah, Shush, you're the Shush guy, but you lose every single week.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's okay to pattern your career after Kurt Angle. I mean, who better, right?
Yeah.
The best prototype. You got the same background. But I would say Brock Lesnar had the same background as Kurt Angle, but Brock Lesnar became his own guy.
Yes,
right?
Yes. I mean, look, so many wrestlers try to be the next Shawn Michaels. There's still only one Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. I feel like the best example of somebody who patented his career after someone and became his own guy, look no further than MJF, bro. How long did it take for people to call him a dollar store Miz before nobody is comparing him with the Miz anymore?
No, absolutely not. He's made it his own thing. He's taken influences from Ric Flair, Miz, Triple H, blah, blah, Roddy Piper, yeah.
Yeah, Chris Jericho even. So, that's the thing. Like, I feel like it's okay to pay tributes to your stars, but at some point in time, you gotta be your own guy. So maybe Otis and Chad are trying to find their way to break out there. But they are on TV, they are regulars.
Yeah.
So it's not as if they're doing bad. I'm just saying that there is so much there that potential that you don't really see.
Speaking of Chris Jericho, you have the other side of the coin where he every day trying to do new gimmick already.
Bro, he every day tried to remain cool and young, bro.
Oh, cannot. He's like the annoying uncle trying to be hip wearing like purple shiny jackets and shit like that. I mean, maybe that's the whole gimmick. His whole gimmick, he's like this old guy trying to look young and hip and happening.
Yeah, man. Wait, I want to point out something that Chet mentioned, right? Like Rishi said, I need to know, what is the plan for Theory? Man is jobber already. What do you say to that, bro?
I feel like it's almost as if they are punishing him for getting the push, Vince McMahon push, but also, if anything, they are subverting expectations. They are slowly trying to make us forget that he has the money in the bank. I think that is the point. Honestly, in the long run, right? They're just trying so hard to make us forget the fact that, he could cash in at any point, and then that's when the cash in becomes special. Like, oh shit, I completely forgot that he was the money in the bank winner.
Yeah, so I feel like Theory needs to go down the Randy Orton route where after Randy Orton got the first title run, and he really got rabak, like people turn on him, saying that he's too young, he's too green, not ready. Then he did rated RKO. He explored his character for a bit, and then by the time he went for the title in 2007, like everybody was ready for him to become a champion.
Let me ask you, I want your thoughts in chat, weigh in as well. Your thoughts on a character like Johnny Gargano. We all know that he's like one of Triple H's favorite. Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae, right?
Yeah.
And on NXT, he was in the main event scene for quite a while. Does a character like his work? Like right now, the stuff he's doing with Dexter Lumis and Miz is kind of eye-rolling, to be honest. He's very like, oh yeah, oh, I have a whistle, I'm gonna blow the whistle. It's like, it's like a bit, it's like cringe. It's not downright horrible, like, you know, some of the stuff on AEW, but it's quite cringe, honestly. And I'm like, okay, what is the ceiling on this guy? I feel like there is a huge ceiling, and like, you know, I think we all talked about and compared, like, oh, he might be the next Daniel Bryan, right? But I just don't see it. There isn't that sort of like lovability, that like, oh, underdog. Like, he's just this annoying guy to me right now. I don't know why.
Does that mean he's a better heel than a face?
Maybe. And you know, like Candice LeRae has also, like, you know, she made her big return, right? And then now she's kind of like, okay, like she's settled into her spot, which is mid-card NXT, which is lower card main event.
Yeah. Johnny Gargano is interesting. I think that he has the backing of like the top brass. He's somebody that both Shawn Michaels and Triple H loves. He does have a connection with the fans. Everyone sees him as being able to fill up that, like you said, Daniel Bryan's spot as that underdog babyface. The issue is right now, we've seen him at the top in NXT.
Yeah.
And he technically, when he goes into the main roster, he should be one of like the top guys. But the top scene is so crowded, they need to find like a landing spot for him somewhere. So this is where they start him out.
And not only is the top card scene crowded, it is crowded with people who look like legitimate killers, like actual superstars, right? You put Johnny Gargano next to Lashley, Lesnar, Roman Reigns. It's like, oh no, this doesn't seem logical at all. I think maybe they're biding their time, sort of giving him, like, you know, let him settle in first, give him a year or two to get the name recognition. Now people are used to him. Then you start the babyface like underdog run, right? Like something like that lah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I feel there is so much talent, it's stacked. Everyone has to kind of wait their turn, because what right does Johnny Gargano have over somebody like maybe, I can even throw out like a Mustafa Ali. I think Mustafa Ali has been grinding there longer than Johnny Gargano on the main roster. Okay. So at least it's good. Yeah.
And I like that you brought up Mustafa Ali, because they're obviously giving a shot again, right? I know he's been very like vocal on social media, and he's like cut cool ass promos on social media. Can you name me one time on Raw or SmackDown or basically main roster TV that he's impressed in terms of like a promo?
Well, the one that he gave when he came back and like confronted Seth Rollins, it kind of made me realize that not the right role for him. But to be fair, maybe the first 1 or 2 weeks of Retribution, I thought he was cutting good promos. I thought he could be the leader, you know. It really depends on, I would say, what's the role, what's the spot for him. Because when he's there having matches with Seth Rollins, he had a match with Seth Rollins last week. Amazing, like, you know, he can stand toe to toe with the best of them. That's the right character. What's the right character for him?
See, that says to me he should be mid-card at best. Because I think a lot of times, right, it's your ability to shine even in a shitty gimmick. You know, I look at someone like Elias, actually, I'm like, I would push him over Mustafa Ali. A, he has the look, right? And B, he at least somehow made a stupid shit gimmick like Ezekiel work.
He has the charisma as well.
He has the charisma as well. So it's like, you know, I get it. Like, it's tough, especially he's like a skinnier guy talking about Mustafa Ali, right? But also at the same time, like, I feel like when he's been given the time to shine, he's been okay, but he hasn't really shined. You know what I mean?
Here's the problem with having too many toys to play with. Tony Khan would know, right? If you have too many toys in the pram, you might start neglecting a couple of your toys to the point that you want to go for the next shiny big toy.
See, here's the problem, and this is more like a Tony Khan problem there. And he has a few toys that he likes very much, because one of the oldest toys there is whispering in his ear, this one good, this one good. You know who I'm talking about. Mr.
Of
Purple Jacket
course.
himself. My favorite wrestler of all time. Every week he disappoints me more, bro. Like how
Bro,
I don't like do you like I know like with you it's CM Punk, right?
yeah.
Like he's stuck around
Bro,
long enough to become the villain.
bro,
Like I'm like
2022 is the year that both our heroes have disappointed us. Let's just put it out there.
right, it is. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Anyway, okay, let's move on to what we are here to talk about today. By the way, Rishi says maybe needs to come back as DIY. You know, here's the thing. Gargano made a reference to Ciampa on Raw last week.
Yep.
I don't know if they progressed that story. I haven't watched Raw today yet, but he made one reference like, "Oh, are they bringing them back?" I think that would be cool. Like, I
Yep.
think the reason that Ciampa and Gargano were so good separately or together was because they had that history. They built this long history on NXT. So, you know, you grew to love them as a tag team, and then after that they broke up, and then one they betrayed each other. So there's that connection. There isn't that connection on the main roster. And whatever nonsense he's doing right now with The Miz and Dexter Lumis is not helping his character.
Whatever connection is assumed. WWE is assuming that you know their history, right?
Yeah.
And you know, with casual fans, we don't want to figure it out. Like we just want to have the thing established for us.
Well, and also, I mean, like any entertainment industry, it's a "what have you done for me lately" vibe, right? It's like you constantly have to be doing something interesting. So I feel like, okay, they're trying to get Dexter Lumis over more than anything, but has he even been in a match?
They tried to put him on one match. He cannot attack. What the moment he left.
So I don't know if they resolved it on Raw, but it seems like they're trying to drag out this feud, and it's already like kind of flatlined to me.
Yeah, it's tough.
Anyway,
for a show that we don't really pay attention to, we have a lot of comments about Raw, bro.
I mean, I do pay attention to Raw. I try to pay attention to the main ones. So Raw, Dynamite, SmackDown, right? NXT and Rampage, I kind of have in the background most of the time. So I am aware of what's going on, but I'm not paying full attention. Okay, that aside, before we jump into the preview for Crown Jewel, this came out over the weekend, I think. It was Pro Wrestling Insider's Top 150 Women's List. We did the men's list, remember, a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, we did a men's list, and you know what? This completely slipped my mind. I did only when you sent me this, then I was like, oh yeah, there was a list that came out.
Well,
not as much buzz about it.
Well, don't worry about it, bro, because we are not going to spend too much time on it, because it's quite clear that the people who came out with this list, a bunch of weebs. All right?
Oh, what? Why?
Weebs is the term that describes people who love Japanese culture. Angmos who love Japanese culture a lot.
Okay. So they really like their AEW Joshi wrestlers or what?
No lah, Stardom lah.
Oh, Stardom.
Like, look at the list. I'm like, who the hell haven't so? Do we have any Stardom fans in the house? Please let us know if you agree. Because if you ask me, I do not agree with most of this list. But hey, it is what it is. I don't watch Stardom, so that's the reason, right?
Okay, wait. If Sir Who's is still in the chat,
yes,
I think he should be our resident expert, or any other Japanese wrestling fans.
Yes.
Please qualify this list for us, because hey, if they've been doing great stuff and we just haven't seen it, I might check it out. I'm just saying, who are these people, right?
Educate us. B, I've tried to watch Stardom. Bro, I cannot like it's the same reason I do not enjoy watching anime. It's just a style that I'm not interested in. You know, like actually it permeates the type of movies and type of games that I play. Now that I reflect upon thyself, you know, if you watch the type of games I play, right? I play like very not realist, like horror games. You know, it's not like cartoony. It's not like nothing cute about the shit I do or the movies I watch. I like horror movies, right? Yeah. So I guess I like my stuff realistic looking. I like to watch MMA, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's my vibe. So when I watch Stardom, like everything's colorful and some girl has a tail coming out of her backside while wrestling, I'm like, yo, what the hell am I even watching?
Okay, so like the most cheese or over the top you will entertain is wrestling, is WWE lah. But like anything else is just too way over the top.
There's a limit lah. Huh? Okay, let's take a look at the list. Evaluation period is October 21 to mid-September this year. Huh? Criteria in-ring achievement, influence on the sport/promotion,
Okay.
technical ability, quality and breadth of competition, and activity. So they can't be inactive for too long.
Okay, got it. Before we dive right in, our very much beloved Sir Who's has just replied, I just miss 90s Sunny.
Oh my god, the quote unquote 90s Sunny, not the current Sunny. After the 90s, after the industry did not treat her well and she left it a little worse for wear, let's just say.
Yeah, but 90s Sunny was some other girl. I mean, wasn't she like the most downloaded girl in AOL or something like that?
Yes. Can you imagine that's on your resume? The most downloaded girl on AOL.
Oh my god, Mr. Yang, do you remember a time when you were trying to download her photo, bro?
No, no, I had the poster.
The
from
poster.
The WWF magazine.
Got it.
Hey, Eurasian Dragon is in the house. What's up, dude?
Yo, okay. We gotta give a shout out to Eurasian Dragon because apparently he has been healing it up on the Halloween show, bro. I don't know whether you caught it. You see what he did to a fellow comedian. I'm pretty sure you know who Jackie Ng is. I hope you do. Do you know?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So like, I'm liking all these recent collabs. Remember Grapple Max? They had like a comedian Rishi. Yeah. Not this Rishi, not our live chat Rishi, but Rishi. Budrani. I don't know what's his last. Budrani, yeah. Didn't he also appear in Grapple Max? And now we have Jackie Ng appearing on ROR. So when's Fakafas appearing in SPW, bro? That's the question.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of synergy between stand-up comedy and pro wrestling, right? A lot of stand-up comedy is on the fly. You are, thinking of jokes and stuff like that. Even though you are using things you probably already have thought of. I mean, hey, that's pretty much pro wrestling, but just on a physical level, right?
Yeah, it's improv, it's performance. That's what I think it makes perfect sense. Since the days of Jerry Lawler and what's his guy? Andy Kaufman.
Kaufman, yes.
All the way until now, Eurasian Dragon beating the heck out of Jackie Ng, our beloved Singapore comedian. So we just want to wish him get well soon, bro. I hope you're okay. I hope you're still alive.
Go check out the video on the Ring of Rebirth's YouTube page. Actually, show everybody the shirt you're actually wearing, bro.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey. Perfect. Eurasian Dragon. What up?
Hey, let's go.
Let's go.
ROR represent. Irvin says Patricia Mock versus Alexis Lee. Alexis Lee. Walao, Patricia Mock.
That was like a old school name, bro. Yeah. Hey, I love this Ring of Rebirth shirt. Love the color. It's a bit tight on me. It's either that or I've gained weight since coming back from my holiday. But
muscles, bro. You're gaining muscles. That's what's up.
Yes, indeed. So yes, please get well soon, Jackie. If anyone's here or if Kenneth is there, can you please drop the link of the Halloween, your Halloween Ring of Rebirth show on the chat here. I think let our listeners or let our followers click and check it out on our time after the podcast, of course.
Yes, or just go to Ring of Rebirth's YouTube page, drop them a follow if you haven't already. All right. Okay, let's get back to this right now. We're taking a look at the top 150 women according to PWI and. Elvin says they should factor in how prominent the promotion is. Yes, bro, that you read my mind. Because as great, I don't care how amazing you think Stardom wrestlers are within their promotion, right? On a global scale, when I read the names to you, right, this is not going to make any sense because I have no idea who most of these people are. Let's go.
Yeah, and is it one of the criteria's influence on the business?
Yeah, influence on the sport / promotion. So you can argue, they are very influential in their promotion, But influence on the sport, I don't know about that. Here we go. Okay. I was gonna go, let's go top 25 because there are some names here. Wait, why is Sasha Banks at number 26? When did she walk out?
She did walk out quite early, bro. She walked out was it right after WrestleMania?
Okay.
Yeah, it was right after WrestleMania, so it's probably like April.
Okay, so she's... and then the other person who walked out with her is at 47, by the way. Just wanted to... Asuka is at 61. And then Rhea Ripley is at 42. Okay, to be fair, I think the timeline doesn't have Rhea Ripley in as Judgment Day member yet.
Yeah,
so,
correct.
There you go. Okay.
But Sasha Banks being 26 is interesting because she did have a quite memorable 2021. I mean, she was headlining WrestleMania, but then again, this October 2021, so later half of the year, I don't know what she did exactly.
Yeah, well, maybe she did enough for the time she was there. Number 25, Toni Storm.
Oh, well, Toni Storm, especially if you're counting the last couple of months, has made a good impact in AEW. She is the interim champion.
Yeah, just like everyone else in AEW, like, she came in, had a bit of buzz. The buzz died down immediately, though. So,
yeah.
Fine. I don't know who Alex Windsor is. She's at number 24.
Yeah. The only thing I remember from Sasha Banks this entire year was what or not, bro?
What? Red carpet?
Her Sailor Moon outfit for Royal Rumble,
God.
bro.
Okay,
forget that.
Okay, let's move on then. So who says Julia, who? Kuai Lan is your favorite?
Okay, you know what? Color me surprised, Mr. Young, but I have heard of Julia, bro.
Who is Julia, my man?
Okay, Julia, she was in rivalries with the late Hana Kimura in Stardom.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. She's actually one of the younger ones that I think like the old school generation has pissed off. Like she's gonna be like one of the number one girls. She's like a prospect that like at AEW and NXT wants in the ring. So like she could be in the next 5 years a well-known name. So you know what? I know her name. So I would say that she's insanely hot, bro. I'm just saying.
That's why with the wink is there, right?
My girlfriend is currently bathing the toilet, so
okay. There you go.
She doesn't hear what I'm saying. So, but yes, she's incredibly talented.
I now need to Google for the sake of
research purposes.
Research, huh? I got cars. Did I spell it wrong?
Giulia.
Wrestler. Oh, it's a Japanese wrestler. Okay, I'm Googling now.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand now. Who's
Mr. Young's live reaction of Julia, guys.
Julia? Oh, she's an English-born Italian-Japanese professional wrestler.
So she's not full Japanese, she's international flavor, bro.
Yeah, actually, she would fit in well in the WWE, actually. Oh, maybe. I like her outfit, though. Woo! Okay, anyway.
Hey, why are you not sharing screen? That's the more important question, Mr. Young. Why are you not sharing screen?
Let's move on then. At number 23, Camille with a K. I don't know who that is.
Okay, not Camille from NWA.
I don't watch NWA.
We did NWA Power. Remember there was a time when NWA Power was a thing. Mm-hmm. She was like the bodyguard to what's that guy's Magnus? Who was like the British champion, the one that's married to Mickey James. He was the NWA heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Guys, please, this kind of thing is at the tip of my tongue. Please put it in the chat. But anyway, yeah, she really looks like she could be China.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, house, really brick house. So yeah, she's really good.
Meiko Satomura. She was dominating NXT UK, so that makes sense, right? At number 22.
Yeah, for sure.
Number 21 should be higher, I feel. Mandy.
Yeah, Mandy is too low. Isn't she like fresh out of her career best year?
Yeah, exactly, right? Dominating NXT. I don't know. Well, like I said, if you get a list compiled by a bunch of weebs, this is what happens. And number 20, Utami Hiyashishita.
I'm sorry, I do not know anyone of these people.
Number 19, Diona Purrazzo. Okay, that name is familiar. Impact,
Virtuosa.
right?
Virtuosa, yeah. Impact champion, ROH champion, women's champion. She's good. And she had a stint in WWE as well. So,
well, NXT. 18, Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey returned to WWE Royal Rumble. Yeah. In case you forgot.
Her 9 months. Yeah, her time in this time frame is not that great. She was the smiley Ronda Rousey waving at everybody. Mm-hmm. Yeah, arguably I would put Mandy Rose on top of Ronda Rousey here.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, but I won't argue that Ronda has had a lackluster return to WWE. Yeah. So yeah, but she's a big name. So
17, Liv Morgan. Talking about Ronda Rousey, that's, who she feuded. I mean, you could argue that she's beaten quite a lot of the bigger names in WWE in this time period. Even though quality of matches not there.
I hope the ones compiling the list consists of women as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm really curious to see like the women wrestling fans or like the female journalists like give their thoughts. Because I hope it's not all guys deciding this list.
If guys were deciding the list, who will be on top lah? Certain few only, huh?
Alexa Bliss.
Scarlet number 1. Where is Alexa Bliss actually? Hang on.
Are
I
you
need
are you looking for her?
Alexa. She's not on the list. Wait, what? Was she away? When did she come back?
She came back like
Oh,
maybe February.
117.
Oh yeah. She didn't do much like this year, to be honest.
Who? Wait, at number 116. Taran from accounting.
Ah,
Okay, this
what?
must be some indie like character. It's like some chick from accounting is a wrestler or some shit like that.
So this chick from accounting is better than Alexa, please. My God.
Stop.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Liv Morgan 17, whatever. 16 AZM. No idea who that is.
Sorry, I don't
Number
know.
15, Mickey James.
Oh, Mickey J has had career renaissance in Impact, so
sure.
no issues with that.
14, Masha Slamovich.
What a name, bro.
Masha Slamovich.
Let's
call it
Google that.
Slamovich. Masha Slamovich. Okay, who you is? Who is this?
Who is that?
I have no idea. It's a Russian-born wrestler signed to Impact. Okay.
Can you full screen that? Oh my God. I can't see lah, but
Like,
I'm assuming she looks badass.
look at the hair though. Look at the hair.
Oh my God, what a hair.
Her finisher is the snowplow. Impact. Okay lah. So about 5 people have seen her. Anyway.
You know what? Interesting look, man. I can't deny it's an interesting look.
Sure. Let's move on then, shall we?
Yeah.
Number 13, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. What? I mean,
She's coming off not her best year. I mean, last year was her best year. In my opinion.
yeah. She's kind of stale, trying to do something with Soraya, and we all know that Jamie Hayter is the one that's sort of like waiting to burst out. Yeah, they need to do something with Jamie Hayter ASAP.
Yeah, for sure. So, Britt Baker will always be good. She's never not good. It's just that it's not her time to shine right now. It's like other wrestlers should be on top.
Well, I mean, let's be real. The booking of the women, especially on AEW, is abysmal. It's absolute trash.
That's trash.
Has been for a while. Number 12, Miyu Yamashita. Okay. Number 11, Tasha Steeles with a Z. Steeles.
Wow. Is she from Impact?
Sounds like a name from Impact. This type of cock name, confirmed from Impact. Yes.
Sounds like a wrestler from the 2000s, you know?
Yeah, like Hardy Boys with a Z, you know? There you go. She looks a bit like a cross between Kaden Carter and Sasha Banks here. I don't know. Okay, let's move on then. At number 10, Taya Valkyrie.
Taya Valkyrie, always good. Consummate professional. She's a veteran. Wife to John Morrison.
Yes. Who is Starlight Kid, Japanese pro wrestler?
Starlight Kid.
Starlight Kid. She's the Starlight Kid, you guys.
Ooh.
Cool
interesting
mask.
mask. Yeah. Cool mask.
Irvin says nobody from Impact should be in the top 40.
Agreed.
I won't disagree with that, yo. But hey, like I said, when the list is curated by weebs, that's what you get.
I'm curious to see Starlight Kid in action with that costume, but we shall see whether,
Oh, that costume is not even the most offensive. Like, that looks like a cool, what's the Eddie Guerrero's old name?
Not Tiger Mask, right?
I forgot. But you know what I mean? It looks like a tiger, the mask. Anyway,
yeah.
Number
Tiger
8,
mask.
And number 8, Charlotte Flair. Woo! When did she leave? Go on her hiatus.
Hasn't been seen since like WrestleMania Backlash. So, wow, she achieved so much in that half a year.
Okay. I mean, I would put some other people on top of Charlotte Flair just because of inactivity, more than anything, right? But she's still a big name lah. You can't argue with her being at least in the top 20. Number 7, Saya Saya Kamitani. There you go, Saya Kamitani.
Good attempt, bro.
Yeah, no, I try.
Yeah. Where is she from?
Japan lah. Where else?
Also Stardom. Just Stardom, I guess.
I love how under her title is Japanese Idol, not wrestler.
Oh my God.
Don't
tell me she's one of these gravure idols.
No. Signed to World Wonder Ring Stardom promotion. There you go. That's how she looks.
I mean, Stardom has some sort of association with New Japan right now, right?
I guess. Does everybody in Stardom have a mask? What's going on?
Well, Io Shirai had a mask when she came join WWE first, remember?
Sure, I guess. Number 6, Jordan Grace.
Jordan Gray,
Who?
she is Impact, I
Oh, there you go.
believe.
Another Impact one that.
Yeah, she's a bit of a
Oh,
bigger size girl.
she looks very
Stonk.
impressive. Yeah, she looks
Stonk.
like she could crush. She looks in this photo here. It looks like got Sunny's face, but on Rhino's body.
I shall
Uh,
not comment on other people's figures. So
okay, there you go.
a good wrestler. I know she's a good wrestler, but yeah.
Top 5 time, bro. Are you ready about top 5? Zayden, what's up? Mr. Young learning about Japanese wrestling. I don't know but if learning is the word. More like
Yeah.
making uneducated comments.
What's up, Urfi as well? Ring of Rebirth wrestler.
What's up? It's good to see y'all. All right, here we go. Top 5 women in pro wrestling according to the PWI. Okay, and number 5, Jade Cargill.
Wow.
The fact
that Jade Cargill debuted last year and she's now in the top 5 all of wrestling. What does that say?
Okay, let me go through the criteria again. In-ring achievement, fine, she's a TBS champion, right? And she's held that championship, I guess, for a long
And
time.
she's undefeated.
Undefeated, yes. Influence on the sport/promotion. I mean, they've tried to push her like outside of AEW.
Yeah.
I guess technical ability. That's the one where she fails. She is still as green as her hair.
Wow, that's a good analogy, Mr. Ya.
Yeah, I know she's blonde recently, but in terms of her matches have been, and the quality/breadth of competition, once again, who's she beaten?
All the mid-tier women's wrestlers of AEW lah.
Yeah. I mean, yes, she's beaten some of the veterans, but the veterans that are not like the big names, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And activity-wise, she's been active enough. So I wouldn't say 5, maybe 10. But anyway.
Yeah, honestly, I would put her in the top 10 because for visibility alone and her profile. And if her abilities can match up to her look, wow, I think she'll be like a top star. I mean, she already is lah.
Oh yeah, and while this feud with Nyla Rose is not doing any favors, let's be real. And how come she gets the bitch and shit card? Like, she is one of the few people who's allowed to say bad words. You know,
but her bad word is her nickname. So I mean, she gotta call herself by her
that bitch show.
As Jim Cornette would say, maybe 20 years ago, women would have been offended by being called a bitch, but apparently now she's that bitch.
She gets both because she calls herself that bitch, and then she always says, "Cut the shit." So she literally occupied the space of the 2 bad words that they allowed.
Yeah, and you know what's the best part? I think I saw an interview recently that she complained. She said, like, my daughter is starting to say "sesame daddy," and I blame daddy ass. And then I'm like, girl, but you're calling people bitches and cutting the shit.
Okay, yeah. Number 4, Becky Lynch.
Wow, Becky Lynch hasn't been seen on television since SummerSlam, right?
Wait, SummerSlam?
Yeah. You got injured at SummerSlam, yes?
But arguably, when she returned and that year, feud with Bianca, I would argue that, yes, she did quite a lot.
Yeah, she did. She basically became like a top heel.
Yeah, she was up there in the main event, which leads me to number 3. And how this person is on top of Becky Lynch is beyond me, because, once again, in-ring achievement, sure. Women's champion in AEW. Influence on the sport and promotion, if you consider hiding in the toilet influence, sure.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know. Oh, thanks for giving that clue, bro.
Yeah. Technical ability, okay, she's not bad in the ring. Breadth of competition, that's the other one. Like, all her matches, she's had a lot of title defenses, but like, none of them have been memorable. Of course, we're talking about Thunder Rosa.
Okay, my argument for Thunder Rosa. She was the top female star in AEW this year before she dropped her title, right?
No, she's still champion.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't drop shit. She's just hiding from people, apparently. Allegedly.
That's the entire year she's been champion, right? So yeah. And of course, nobody will complain about her wrestling. People might complain about her botching, but not her wrestling.
Or her sandbagging. Doesn't sandbagging go towards match quality?
Yeah, maybe. It's a shame lah, because Thunder Rosa felt like a very genuine, organic baby face as she was coming up. But like all these stories coming out on her cam or from her side about
Yep.
what's been happening recently just has kind of soured her.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a shame, but I don't think she doesn't deserve to be top 5.
Okay.
But whether over Becky, you're right, questionable for
Mm.
sure.
I wouldn't say like the Becky that we saw last year was the Becky at her peak. This is not peak Becky, right? Remember when Becky was the man and just dominating?
Yeah, that's big Becky. That Becky got number 1 PWI for sure.
Yeah. But then they didn't have the list back in those days, huh? Irvin says she's the champ, but she's not the star. Britt is the star. I would argue that is the case as well. Let's go to number 2 then. This makes sense. Bianca Belair.
Yes. On Irvin's point, right? Can I compare Thunder Rosa to being the Adam Page of the women's division? She was the champion, but she was never the top person, you know?
Yeah, and then somehow now it's coming out that they have some sort of issues that make them unlikable, right?
Tough, bro. Tough. Yeah, so Bianca Belair, right? Number 2.
No, I mean, you can't really argue with that. She's been Raw Women's Champion. She's had high-profile matches. She's had matches against quality competition, known names. Whether you enjoy her feuds, like I didn't, honestly, but I can't argue against this. There's no argument.
Yeah, same as well. I think she has definitely been a top star for Raw, for WWE. But I also want to bring up the point that we've discussed it before. She seems to be better in chase mode than being champion as defending champion. Because for some reason, once she becomes champion, right, like I completely lose all interest in her.
Like I've said before, she's too OP. She's like Captain Marvel.
Okay. So now that's the reason why people don't like Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah,
right?
She's too OP. She just comes in, saves the day. Like, in Endgame, she just shows up right at the end. Oh, chipa-boom, bam, beat up all the bad guys.
Okay.
It's like, yo, what?
Okay, so that's Mr. Young's Marvel commentary for this week.
Okay, so if Bianca Belair is not number 1, who is number 1, bro?
I do not know, bro. You tell me.
Sayuri.
Wait, how do you spell that? I can't see.
Syuri.
Shuri.
I think it's Sayuri.
Or is it Sayuri?
I don't know. Somebody who watches Japanese wrestling, please let me know. Apparently, she's a shoot fiter as well. She was released by the UFC, so she was in the UFC for a bit, and then she decided to go full tilt with pro wrestling. Let me click this link. She is a pro wrestler. She's currently signed to World Wonder Ring Stardom.
Okay, Stardom. So she's the current Stardom champion?
I don't know.
How old is she?
She was born in 89.
Okay, so she's like 32, 33.
Yeah.
Well, I have no idea who she is. I've never seen any of her matches, so I shall reserve judgment. She looks like she could be like Hikaru Shida or like, one of those. Where's Shida? Shida is not even on the list.
I'm not surprised. Shida has been away, and then even when she's been there, she's been sort of there and not really. Oh, actually, now I'm interested. Hang on. Hikaru Shida, number 65.
Okay. Well, this girl looks legit. I mean, I'm talking about this Shuri girl. She looks interesting. I want to make a judgment.
I'm amazed that Riho is not on the list.
Riho!
Oh, she's been away for that time period as well. So
yeah. What's up, Deepak? By Vlogs. I don't think we've ever seen this guy on our chat before.
No, what's up?
Nice.
But thanks for joining the stream, man.
Yeah, man. Roman will win, definitely. We're talking about PWI's top 150 women's wrestler, but yes, Roman will definitely win.
He is the head of the table after all, in both the women's and the men's divisions.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, let's put a full stop on this women's top 150. I mean, it's a cute photo. Look at it, it's colorful. This is the very reason why I don't watch Stardom.
Yeah, I guess so. But again, it also makes me curious to really check it out. So you said you've checked it out before. I haven't personally sat down and watched a Stardom event.
Yeah.
Maybe I will. I want to see what's this. I want to see Shuri.
Yeah. We should find us a main event match, like their Roman Reigns. Yeah, and not try to watch a show from the start. Because then you'll be served up a bunch of undercut people that maybe are not the best.
So shall we react to a Giulia match one of these days, Mr. Young?
Yeah, yes, we shall. Okay,
Sure.
let's put a full stop on that. Let's move on to this upcoming. What are we talking about? Saturday morning, Saturday,
Was it
November
Saturday
the
morning or
5th.
Sunday morning?
Okay, but this is yeah,
Saudi
Saudi
Arabia,
time.
right? Yeah.
So yeah, hang on, 5th is
Okay.
Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Can somebody actually in chat help us do the time conversion while we talk
I
about it?
believe it's like 5 or 6 hours difference, so it could be like Sunday 2 a.m. Is it?
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
middle of the night?
Actually, yeah. So, like, if you're staying up on a Saturday night, you'll probably watch it at Sunday, 2 a.m., 1 a.m., that kind of thing. Actually, that makes sense because previously it was like that. I remember waking up the next day on Sunday to watch it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
probably the day after. So it will be an interesting timing and event. How's your hype level for this year's Crown Jewel, bro?
Honestly, I'm like out of 10, maybe a 6. Like, I'm not, I still want to watch it because Roman Reigns, Logan Paul, and see what they do with it, but it's a bit of a foregone conclusion, right?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I actually watched a bit of Jake Paul versus
Oh,
Anderson Silva. Do
I
you see
com-
that?
it completely slipped my radar, but I saw that Jake Paul won amazingly, surprisingly,
Mhm.
shockingly. Then again, Anderson Silva is so over the hill.
Isn't he like in his late 40s?
Yeah, so why you beat up this uncle?
I mean, if he should have fight Anderson Silva from 10 years ago, lah, then
Yeah.
maybe that was a proper match, right?
Yeah, and I mean, okay, no shade on Jake Paul. Obviously, the Paul brothers have been training, and they are legit athletes, right? At this point, they're just very good at marketing themselves,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
with all their
I mean,
social media, yeah.
we don't hate the player for starting out
Yeah.
on social media. They put in the work, they make themselves athletes. Why not, right?
And here's the thing, right? They've done it in a way where they only get marquee matches. It's not they've cheat coded the game, and that's probably why a lot of people hate them. You have these boxers who start from the bottom, fight their way up. This motherfucker goes straight up and fight some over the hill guy who has a name. You see, you see what they're doing?
No, but it's so smart because now
Yeah.
more people just wants to watch them get beat
Yeah.
because they think like they don't deserve the spot. But in that process, they're bringing more eyes to their events.
Yeah, and they are actually decently good enough that they can win these matches, and because they can win, even more people want to see them get beat down.
Yeah, yeah. So essentially, I feel like they have like figured out the shortcut to life, lah.
Yeah.
Shortcut to
Cheat
their
code.
stardom.
That's it. Okay, who should I be challenging, bro?
No, Mr. Yang, please don't. You will be the Anderson Silva of the situation.
Hey, basket, what are you trying to say? All right, let's take a look at the card right now, okay?
Okay, let's go. Crown Jewel.
Let's look at Crown Jewel, and we have for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships, the Usos versus the Brawling Brutes.
Is it anything other than a foregone conclusion, or could we see a surprise?
No lah, no surprises here lah. Maybe there might be some dissension, like Sammy will come out and try to help and then get in the way, but Solo will be the equalizer. The Usos are winning it. It's going to be an Usi match.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Sheamus, probably enjoying his holiday and honeymoon. I'd rather he be with his wife than be in Saudi Arabia.
I love how on SmackDown they're like, oh, they broke his whatever. I can't remember. They injured him, right? Like in storyline. And then on social media, you see him getting married and very happy and shit like that. I'm like, a bit obvious lah. Huh?
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Sheamus also late bloomer, bro. He just got married this year, which is he's like in his early 40s.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So my man has been living the bachelor life, for a long, long time,
Banger after banger after banger.
He will have his own bangers after.
Oh, now cannot banger already. Now only one. Anyway.
Okay, can bang her. Okay, got it.
Not much to look forward to in this match. I mean, it's going to be a good match. I'm sure it'll be a fun match.
Yeah.
But yeah, foregone conclusion lah.
Is it nice to see our dear Pete Dunne / Butch wrestling in Saudi Arabia after seeing him in Singapore? I feel like a proud papa, bro. Following his career up close.
He gets that big Saudi money payday, so congrats to him, right?
Yeah.
Let's move on. Bianca Belair versus Bayley, last woman standing match.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I completely forgotten about that stipulation.
Yeah, they have been escalating. They had ladder match at Extreme Rules. Now they're like last woman standing.
Yeah. Do you like that ladder match? Because I thought it was forgettable.
Yeah, they tried to wrestle a more safe ladder match without the crazy bumps. The problem is, I think we've been desensitized to a point where, and like we said before, whatever it is about Bianca, her as champion is kind of just meh, right? So It's yeah.
I think that's the problem, bro. I feel like her matches don't feel like she's in peril
Yeah,
enough, right?
ever. So, I think it's time to take the title off of her. I
Bro,
think it's time to yeah.
even Superman John Cena, when he was fighting in matches, I felt like he got his ass kicked a lot
Yes, yeah.
before he won at the end. So like, yeah, I think that's the issue. We have figured out the problem with Bianca Belair.
So is it time for her to lose to Bailey? Since Bailey's little kids lost their tag team titles, she wins the women's title.
But if Bianca can't even lie down for a 3 count, how do you think she can stay all the way down for a 10 count, bro?
Yeah, so you have Kai and Sky come in and bury her in debris. Smash her through the table, put all the chairs, put the ring steps on top. Just crush her.
Or tie her or tape her legs to the ring post like but John Cena did to Batista.
Oh, I know. Tie her braid to the ring post.
Then after that, she, in a bid to get out of that situation, she cut her hair. Wow.
Oh, it cannot. She can't. How she cut her hair? Got scissors right next to her. No. This is what it is. You tie her braid around the ring post. You have Dakota Kai and Io Shirai pulling it down so she can't get up. So her hair is stuck down. Wow,
that's a good hair. It's impressive.
Imagine that, huh? So yeah, she can't get up because literally her hair is stuck to the ring post on the corner.
Do you know what? That would be quite an ingenious ending.
Yeah.
I would actually applaud that. Right?
Okay, Mr. Young called it. If that is the finish, Mr. Young called it. This is the Mr. Young finish, okay?
All right. Yeah, let's do it, man. It's not a dusty finish anymore. It's a young finish.
That's right. Number 5 on the list here. Braun Strowman versus Omos.
Yo, wait, sorry. I just said Sports Kida. I just saw Jason, Sportscaster. What's up? He has finally locked in. Yes, just in time for our Crown Jewel preview, bro.
Yeah. So
Strowman versus Omos, bro. Yes.
This is a good match to put on this card. I mean, it makes sense, right? You put it on any other card, it's a waste of a match. Here is Saudi. They're going to be happy to see anybody there anyway. They're going to pop. We know this is going to be a shit show. They just need to keep this short.
It's a spectacle match, right?
Yeah,
it's
like it's giant versus giant.
Like you said, like Saudi audiences, they are pretty much more traditional, more old school.
Yeah.
Anything that looks like it came out of the 80s would be perfect for them.
Exactly. So you have these two giants, they stand off, they do shitty moves to each other, and honestly, I don't get, this is the toilet break for me, bro. I don't care. They fight, they lose, who wins, who cares? Let's move on.
To be fair, the visual of Omos standing, towering over Braun Strowman, honestly, is pretty impressive. Like, whoa.
Okay. If we were to give this a chance, right?
Yes.
Who should win?
I would say Braun.
Okay.
I would say, bro, keep him strong. Because Omos, who cares about Omos at this point?
But honestly, at this point, also, who cares about Braun? He's come back, he's beat up a bunch of jobbers. No. He's come back and beat up jobbers. And by jobbers, I hate to say it, but I mean Otis and Gable. But he got power slammed by Otis, who's a jobber. Wait, can you imagine the Brooklyn Brawler slamming Andre the Giant?
Yeah, so I feel that's why Strowman needs this victory a lot. He needs some signature victories to get him back on track.
Yeah,
right?
I don't understand the booking with Braun Strowman. Yes, he's had the 2-on-1 matches. He's done dominant shit. But when he's in there with like lower card talent, he should still dominate. Maybe dominate less, like let them have offense, but don't let them power slam you.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's tough lah, but I still feel that Strowman has a part to play, like has a role in WWE. And if it's to be this generation's Big Show, then so be it, right?
Oh boy. That's a very good point, by the way, the Big Show reference. Zayden says, will we hear and let's try to hear this in Gorilla Monsoon's voice, immovable object versus unstoppable force?
We will not. I do not know whether we will, but I definitely do not want to hear Kevin Patrick say it because he won't have the same gravitas, bro.
PLEs are called by Michael Cole and Corey Graves.
Oh, thank God. Okay, good. Do you miss not having Jimmy Smith on commentary though, bro?
Yes and no. See, okay, like I love Jimmy Smith as an MMA commentator, right? I just think he, like many of the other sportscasters, didn't fit in. Does that make sense? Like, it just sounded off, and Corey was still the one having to pull it together, right? I feel bad for Byron Saxton. I didn't think he did a bad job. I feel like Kevin Patrick needs a lot of work. Like, Corey Graves, you can tell, is trying to do two-man's job at this point.
Why can't it just be Byron and Corey?
Yeah, they literally have charisma with each other. I don't know why they decided to put Kevin Patrick in there. Like, Kevin Patrick is like, he's too proper and nice. Like,
is Byron out of the picture? He's not commentating at all, or what?
He's a backstage guy.
Oh, so maybe could it be a personal preference? He just doesn't want to call or do announcing anymore?
Maybe he feels bullied by Corey Graves. Shut up, Sexton! He's like, I can't take it anymore!
And both of them former wrestlers. I know Byron was a wrestler before.
Yeah, he was also. Yeah, he was an NXT guy, and I don't know if it's injury or he just wasn't good enough. Then they, gave him the commentator role. I thought he had developed as a commentator. Like, okay, Byron Saxton and Corey Graves, good combo. But they're like, no, let's put in Kevin Patrick.
But you know what? Just let both of them fight in NXT. Just do a one-on-one announcer match. Let's go.
You know who's a fun duo right now? Even though they don't have the chemistry yet, but what's his face? Michael Cole and Wade Barrett. Because Wade Barrett has that, gruff Englishman, and then he's not afraid to swan Michael Cole as well. Like,
and he can physically intimidate him if he needs to.
Yeah. I mean, he had that, what's the NXT guy's name? Oh my God, Vic Joseph. Like, Vic Joseph actually, I think, would be a better fit instead of Kevin Patrick.
But don't you think Vic Joseph and Corey sounds too similar, or like two similar characters?
No. They are quite different. Like, if you've ever heard them sort of on the After the Bell podcast, like Corey Graves was swan this Vic Joseph also. So it's maybe it's a thing of we need to find somebody who doesn't get swan by Corey Graves, who is too close to Corey Graves.
Pat McAfee lah. I think Pat McAfee and Corey the same.
No,
I
cannot.
think they will fuck each other up, man.
No, that's two heel commentators together. Cannot really.
Okay, so they need a straight man. They still need like a good boy kind of person.
That's the thing. They need a straight announcer guy. And Kevin Patrick is not a strong announcer. He's a good backstage guy asking like proper questions like, sir, what do you think? Blah, blah, blah. Right? But when he's forced to sort of do the open or like, get hype for events, his voice doesn't have the quality to pull it off.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm still very on the fence about Kevin Patrick. Like, I like him as a person. I don't think there's anything offensive about him. But yeah, there could be a scenario where you're just too nice for wrestling. Like, you can't be nice. Even if you're the straight guy, good guy character. But I always thought JR had an edge to him even when he was a baby.
It's not about nice or not nice. It's the quality of your voice and announcing and the passion for it. And I'm not saying Kevin Patrick doesn't have the passion, but the quality of his voice is not there. Maybe he needs to smoke a few cigarettes a day first, then they get the carpet, like welcome to Monday Night Raw. Like, wow, you feel like when he goes on, I can't do his accent. Like, welcome to Monday Night. It's like, huh? What? Are we watching fucking Polo? Are we watching the dog show?
Got it. We miss Ronaldo, right? Like, I think he's
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo. I heard Ronaldo. I'm like, what? Since when Cristiano became a WWE announcer, bro?
See, the best.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross in a steel cage.
I'm not interested in this fight at all.
Okay. Here's the thing, right? Remember, back in NXT, I was like, Karrion Kross doesn't quite do it for me. And then, now on main roster, I feel the same way. Like, he's a cool look, he has a great entrance, but there's something missing, bro. What is it? What is the secret sauce that is missing, bro? I can't put my feet, because he has the look, he has the entrance, he has the hot valet. What's missing, bro?
That's exactly it, bro. He's all sizzle, no steak, in my opinion. The moment the bell ring, right, his match is fucking boring.
So you're saying he's a look, like he's just a look.
You agree or disagree?
Yes, I agree. Actually, now that I think about it, like when he has his matches, right, and like I can think of great Drew McIntyre performances. I can't think of a great Karrion Kross performance, like in the ring.
Yeah, like, and I don't know, something about, okay, I know he looks okay with his hair, but his hair and his tattoos, which I think is quite ugly, and his body, even though it's built, but it's not that built, and it's like...
You judgmental AF, bro.
Fucking rough, bro. No, but like, he's so pale. It's just a bad mix of everything. Like, I don't know, when he was in NXT, was he more tanned? I think he was, slightly more tanned.
I don't know. And I did not like the ball look. But then now the hair look also cannot work. So it's like, maybe Vince McMahon, that's why he put the stupid demolition looking mask on him. He's like, you look like shit. Maybe Vince was onto something there.
Like, he looks badass in clothes.
Yeah. Maybe he should wear clothes to wrestle.
I don't know, but when he takes out, he just looks very plain, even though he's like tattooed and stuff. I don't know.
Very plain. It's so weird. Now we're trying to dissect. Like, he has all the tools. Why is it not working?
Okay, if he had Undertaker's size and height, I think he would be perfect. Like, he would be really menacing. But when he just looks similar to every other wrestler. Like, he doesn't stand out.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So who says Vince was right all along? It was me. I don't know. Drew is trying his best to put Karrion over. Like, I really wish Drew would be that guy. Like, the more we see him now, the more you're like, wow, he's really trying his hardest, right? But it's just not working.
Yeah, same. Like, I feel like the issue is just he's all presentation, but like when the bell rings, he is not that engaging. And if he can somehow make his aura menacing in the ring as well, then it will be good. Because right now, I think it's just all illusion.
Yeah. Alvin says he cannot push in too big of a feud at the start. Well, here's the thing. Like, you remember like Chris Jericho, the first time he debuted against The Rock. When you debut somebody, you want them to be a big deal, right? You put them in a high-profile feud. But immediately after the Chris Jericho interaction with Rock, what happened to Chris? Do you remember?
Yeah, he became a jobber, like undercut almost.
Yeah, well, not really a jobber, but that's exactly it, right? So maybe the play should have been he comes in, he has interaction with Drew and Roman, and then he beats up the smaller guys to build himself up first. You know what I mean? And he doesn't just beat them, he bullies them. Just push this whole idea where he's the jock, he has the hot chick, and he's better than you.
Yeah, I like his promos. Like everything he does in terms of backstage or before he goes to the ring compels me to watch him. But like, if the end goal is worse than the lead up, then you know what I mean. There's no point, right?
Who says if he has the same height as Undertaker, he would become Heidenreich? Actually, that's a very good comparison. Like Heidenreich had the look, had the height, but also something off.
When the time came for the bell to ring, bro, he's just terrible. That's why.
And then there was the scene, of course, with Heidenreich and Michael Cole. We all remember. So maybe Karrion Kross needs to have that scene, with Michael Cole.
Who can forget that? Maybe if he did something very sus with Michael Cole, maybe he would have some interest going for him.
And then like Scarlett, like, I don't know. So okay, the whole idea of a cage match is Scarlett can't get involved, but we know Scarlett will get involved. Like, what will Drew take the sword and cut the steel cage? I don't know. But
let's put it this way, bro. I think we all know Karrion will somehow win to remain strong, but I'll be rooting for Drew McIntyre to win.
But really though, like I feel like Drew has lost so many matches already.
Yeah, and but I feel like he has settled into this uppercut, like second babyface role. Like he can do what Seth Rollins is doing, but as a babyface on SmackDown.
So he drops the third, and okay, should Karrion Kross win with no shenanigans? Let him win strong.
I would say that would be the right move for business, lah.
But it's not gonna happen, lah. Let's be real, like they've done the fireball, they've done the mace. Like, what the else? Is she gonna bring a hose?
Karrion won Extreme Rules, right? Barely, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And now we are in Saudi Arabia where people.
Steel cage.
Yes, it's a steel cage match. That's one thing. It's Saudi Arabia, second thing. People love Drew McIntyre. They want a babyface win as well. You never know, man. Like, people might just be like, yeah, okay, let's get Karrion to lose, like, shockingly or what. Keep Drew strong. I still feel like Survivor Series can be a good blow-off match to have.
I feel like Drew takes this one. He needs this win. And then from here, just let them move away from each other. But saying that, it does put a break to Karrion Kross's momentum. And he's supposed to be the next guy that they push, right? So I don't know, man. You know what? I just thought, like, okay, how can Scarlett distract without fireballs, without getting in the ring? I'm like, what if Scarlett flashed Drew? But then I remembered, We're in Saudi Arabia, so Scarlett is probably going to be like completely covered up.
Bro, she will be freaking Kabbalah mask, bro. Like the
Actually,
freaking.
remember last few times we said, even though they were having the women's matches and they had to do like the full body suits, some of them look even hotter because like it's figure hugging. Like Scarlett, can you imagine Scarlett? She already kind of wears full body suits, but like the huggiest bodysuit.
Didn't you say, like, I think it was Becky or something? Becky wore something that like.
Yeah, wow. It's like, whoa, I didn't think of her. I've never thought of Becky in that way before, but then when she wore that, I was like, oh, what?
Oh, Mr. Young. Mr. Young 2022. Oh.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, this is a weird one. Like, they booked themselves into a weird spot here. Like, I feel like either of them winning is wrong.
I get what you mean. Well, I wouldn't say it's my most anticipated match.
Nope.
But it's just something on the card, and I'll be rooting for Drew McIntyre because I'm a fan.
Talking about matches that are not anticipated, OC versus the Judgment Day. Oh
yeah, we've touched on this earlier, but I stand corrected. I think Judgment Day is the bigger, stronger, more interesting faction right now.
But OC have been losing. They've been losing nonstop. So, like AJ Styles lost, like he took the pin several times. So I'm like, wow, are they gonna just like, bring back the OC just to bury them?
How shocked were you when Dominic Mysterio got the win over AJ Styles like a few weeks back?
I mean, I get it. They're trying to put Dom over, and it's not like a dominating win. It was like shenanigans, roll up. So get heat on the on the heel, that kind of thing. I get it, right? But then the next week, I can't remember who it was, but I remember the OC losing again. And then there was that skit where Luke Gallows goes off to like confront Rhea Ripley, and then he comes back, oh, you should kick me in the balls. I'm like, wow, this attempt at comedy, cannot. Okay, yeah. Irvin says, who's AC bringing to counter Rhea? Maybe this is where they bring in somebody in their corner to counter Rhea. And that will be the big surprise. The equalizer will be the big pop moment, and that will lead to the OC winning.
Ooh, which girl?
Who in their history, who has some sort of connection to the OC? Nobody, right?
The only thing I've heard related to girls for the OC is when Carl Anderson keeps talking about his hot Asian wife, but
yep. And
I know
Bullet Club was new, huh?
Bro, Julia debuts.
Your hate lah, bro. Your hate lah. Like, yeah, so who exactly are they gonna bring in with any sort of connection whatsoever? You think it's Charlotte Flair, says Fias. Why would Charlotte Flair give a crap? Charlotte and Rhea Ripley have a thing. But then Charlotte beat Rhea, right? So Rhea has the problem with Charlotte. Charlotte doesn't have the reason to come in to mess with Rhea.
Okay, I'm pulling the most random of links.
Okay.
But there was 1 year where AJ Styles and Charlotte Flair team up together in the mixed tag team challenge.
God. Oh.
That's the most random of links I can think of.
Okay. Sure. Who else is there? Who could? Arguably, because you have to think, right? Long term, right? If they do introduce somebody, this person would feud with Rhea for a while. And then we would actually see Rhea in the ring. This person would have to have matches.
Of course.
Remember when they teased Liv Morgan joining AJ Styles in a faction?
Oh, yeah. That never went anywhere.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, like Fias says, Charlotte and Rhea had a thing, but the problem is Charlotte won that feud. So logically, it makes no sense for Charlotte to come back and take revenge on Rhea because she already won.
What if they bring back an absolute powerhouse to fight Rhea Ripley? Somebody who can legitimately go toe-to-toe with her.
Beth Phoenix?
Yeah. I mean, Beth would be great, but that's what I'm thinking of.
Raquel Rodriguez Gonzalez.
Possible, but very busy over on SmackDown. Bro.
Busy on SmackDown doing what? Teaming up with random people.
Yes, not name. Not
Aliyah, because Aliyah is injured.
Let's bring back, bro, the long-awaited return of Nia Jax. Let's go.
And the crowd goes wild. Wow, if Nia Jax really showed up. And then, what's the song again?
I'm not like
most girls. Yeah, oof.
First of all, how the hell is she gonna return as a babyface?
Yeah, no. Well, then again, it's Saudi Arabia. They'll cheer for whoever who's returning, right?
Yeah, or they will cheer for whoever that is like impressive and intimidating and has a size. I don't know.
I mean, okay, let's face it. Beth is obviously somewhere down the line. Beth,
Yes, correct.
like, be it for Royal Rumble or maybe WrestleMania, Beth versus Rhea is a money match for the future. So maybe Beth comes in to kick things off. I don't know, because obviously, she was the one that was taken out, right, by Rhea and stuff like that.
Yeah. Can Edge also technically on the sidelines? Maybe he wants to angle a return at Crown Jewel. That Saudi money. There's a lot of possibilities, but between the six of them fighting in this match, the one that I'm most interested to see is outside at the ring, Rhea Ripley, bro.
Yeah, and see if she will slam Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows and AJ Styles or not, huh?
Yes.
Okay, and then we are here at the main event. I mean, compared to last year, right? Like, some of the lead-up matches were exciting. This year, I'm like, wow, none of the... Okay, not none, but most of the lead-up matches are like, bleh, compared to the main event.
Wasn't last year's Crown Jewel one of like the better Crown Jewels ever booked? That was a Hell in a Cell with Edge and Seth, right?
Yeah, maybe because we, for Crown Jewel, we lower the expectations and they over-delivered. Maybe this will happen here again. Because, okay, like, there are literally only 2 matches, and even, like, looking at these 2 quote-unquote main events, right? Roman Reigns, Logan Paul is way and above more exciting than the second last match we're going to talk about, Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley. Like,
correct.
It just feels like, we want to bring you back for a big pop, big rating. We promised the Saudi Prince big star, so come, we give you Brock Lesnar, right? And Brock was like, all right, I like money, I'm gonna show up. And, they just like, he just comes back, beats up Lashley. Next week, Lashley beats him up. They destroy ring, they destroy furniture, and that's the story.
Exactly it. You just booked the entire match, bro.
Right. I mean, that's the whole angle. And I'm sure the WWE, as usual, will cut amazing packages. They'll show all the destruction they've done, not just recently, but in the past, because they've had, encounters before, right? And they kind of left things hanging previously as well. So I guess if they tell the story of unfinished business, it could work, but it just does seem like they're doing it for the sake of doing it.
Yeah, even on Raw, when, Brock, even this past week's Raw, Brock and Bobby had another beatdown, had another brawl. They had to be separated by officials. It's 101 booking, I guess, for horse fights. Right?
Well, and here's the thing, it's probably better. Don't let them go on the mic against each other. They will not do great.
Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley shouldn't have a debate in the ring, lah. That's what you're saying, right?
I'm surprised they didn't go the traditional route. You know what the traditional route is?
What?
1 week, arm wrestling match. Next week, post down match.
Oh, yes, yeah.
That
is a Vince
traditional
McMahonism, bro. That's a Vince McMahon thing.
The Triple Hism is fight start, destruction at the start of the show, or somebody goes down in the parking lot, or some shit like that. That's a Triple Hism.
Well, at the end of the day, it's gonna be a spectacle match, lah. I mean, we've been wanting Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley for years, and even though it's not as hot as earlier in the year, remember the first? I think was it at the start of the year?
Yes.
Knock knock. Who's there? Bobby. Bobby.
Okay, so that's my thing, right? Like, imagine if this was Hurt Business, Lashley versus Cowboy Brock. That would be the match. And for whatever reason, like, they completely missed the timing on these two having their, big money showdown.
Yeah, and of course, the previous time also they had their mouthpieces talking for them. They had MVP and Paul Heyman.
Yeah, and it was great, right? And now they're just letting their actions speak for themselves, I guess. I feel like wasted. It's probably going to be a crazy banger of a match. Very physical. They just throw each other around. Who wins?
It's tough because Cowboy Brock has been losing a lot.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley just lost his US title. Both of them supposed to be baby faces, but now Brock is acting like a heel again.
Yep.
But people cheer Brock over Bobby Lashley, who's supposed to be the face.
Yep.
It's all fucked up, bro.
How can we have a non-finish to keep both strong? Like some sort of, they destroy the ring and then, they can't continue or something like, I see absolutely no way out here. You have Brock Lesnar. If you have Brock Lesnar come back and just dominate or beat Bobby Lashley, right? It's like, poor Bobby Lashley, because Bobby is the one who's going to stick around. Brock is going to fuck off.
Yeah. So the end of the day, they like if either wins, the other one loses a lot.
Yep.
So they can't afford to lose.
Yeah. So it's once again another weirdly booked feud, and they booked themselves into the corner, just like Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross, Lesnar versus Lashley. I don't see a winner moving forward. No matter who wins.
Just throw camels at each other. Then after that, the ring explodes. Start end of the match.
The last time we saw Brock, there was a crane, not a crane. What would they call that?
The tractor.
The tractor involved. How are they going to top that, bro?
They throw camels at each other, I tell you.
SPCA will come after them. Okay, let's move to the main event then, and this will be quick because come on, this is a foregone conclusion, right? Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul.
Bro, I don't think it'll be quick, bro. I think it's gonna be a 30-minute, 40-minute match, bro.
What, they're gonna go 1 hour Broadway, huh? One lucky punch. So the whole lead up, right, has been this idea that he could land one lucky punch. And it actually works in their favor that Jake Paul just beat Anderson Silva. You know?
Yeah.
It kind of like
creates intrigue, right?
Yeah, it's like, wow, the Paul brothers are legit, right? But, okay, in the scripted, worked world of the WWE, though, how do you make it so that you don't want to make Roman Reigns look bad? This guy that has been in the ring 3 times, 4 times, whatever the hell it is, like going toe-to-toe with Roman and like, okay, I can guarantee you there'll be one spot. I can call one spot already. Is when Logan Paul does get that lucky shot, but Roman Reigns kicks out. Or gets saved due to shenanigans. That spot will definitely happen so that the crowd will believe like, oh, this is the moment. Oh my God. Oh, right?
That's the false finish. That's how the entire match is going to be built up towards, right?
Yeah, so that's definitely going to be happening. Which, I don't know. That's why it kind of makes me go, where can they go with this? Competitive match?
My way of booking it is there will be a period at the beginning period where Logan does all his athletic stuff. He manages to get out of the way and avoid Roman, dances around him. So like he proves his intelligence, right? And then second half of the match, Roman finally gets a hold of him, beats him down, like absolutely destroys him, but he keeps kicking out. That's where he showcases his toughness, right?
Yeah.
And then towards the end, the match is like in its final stretch, and Roman's like, I'm done toying my foot. I'm gonna take him down. I'm gonna fucking like set him up for the spear. And as he goes for the spear, he does that one-time punch. He does the Big Show one-time punch, right? And people are shocked. He gets the pin. 1, 2, 2.5. He kicks out.
Yeah.
Then people are like starting to believe in Logan Paul. So I think that's when the match reaches its climax, because we know that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Logan goes for another punch. He takes out the bloodline. He takes out Paul Heyman. Blah blah blah. That distraction is the thing that lets Roman Reigns does a spear. So at the end of the day, Logan still loses. He looks super strong in defeat, but it's not to the detriment of Roman Reigns.
Does it make Roman Reigns look bad that he needs the entire bloodline to help him?
At this point, he doesn't care.
Right.
At this point, he just uses them just because he can, not because he can't beat it.
He's sort of quote unquote transcended that whole like deal of like, yeah, I am the tribal chief lah, I do things on my terms. So okay, I can buy that. But the problem is you just called the whole match and it sounds like the match that they're gonna have lah. So I mean, like we've said before, not everything needs to be a surprise, but it's how Logan Paul can pull it off, right?
I think Logan Paul, his intention is not to become champion. I think his intention is to win over the WWE universe and
sell energy drinks in Saudi Arabia, bro.
Hey, bro, that prime drink already doing super well, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so for him for that.
Zayden says one lucky punch versus Superman punch. The battle of the punches. Maybe they should both punch each other, they break their hands.
Bro, have you watched RRR? It's this Hindi film that gotten super huge with everyone.
No.
So RRR, there was this whole scene where typical got explosions, a scene, blah blah blah. They both fly off a bridge.
Yeah.
They swing from each side of the bridge and then they swing towards each other and then they hold each other's hand like that. And then That's the movie title card, bro. It just starts.
What the wow.
So the movie took 45 minutes to get to the intro, which was that scene.
Oh, okay.
So I tell you, Mr. Young, if you ever want to watch one movie this year to have your mind blown, watch RRR. It's on Netflix. Okay. Anyway, that's
how do you spell it? R what?
It's literally RRR, like the letters RRR.
Oh, triple R.
Yeah, triple R. Bro, just watch it. It has gotten over. It's like the Squid Game of this year, bro.
Squid. Wait, okay. Is it popular because of the meme, or is it popular because it's a legitimately good movie?
It's a legitimately good movie, but it leans into being like a sincere, like how sometimes Indian Tamil cinema or Telugu or whatever is very over the top, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But like they literally lean into it to the point that it was a good movie.
Okay. I will give it a try then. I'll give it a shot.
And it's not like super. I wouldn't say like it's like you wouldn't understand if you are like a casual audience or what. It's like about like Tamil revolutionaries in like the 1990s during British rule. So it's like set in the colonial past, and they actually had legit like Hollywood actors acting in it. So like it's pretty internationally well done. But anyway, just watch that thing and you understand my point. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is the battle of the punches. Yes. For those who know, they know.
Triple R. Zayden says reduce, reuse, recycle. Yes, those are the 3 R's of a sustainable life.
Irvin, you've watched it. I know RR is insane.
Got dance battle. Okay, so question then. That's the finish. Is Uncle Howdy or Bray Wyatt or one of the 6 faces of Foley, 6 faces of Wyatt showing up here?
That was what I was about to ask. Like, do you feel like Bray Wyatt will make a presence, or is it too soon for him to fight the Bloodline? I don't know. What do you think?
I feel like because you end the night, my issue with like this was like they want to end the night on a good note, right? Like wow, everyone finishes happy, that kind of thing. And Roman Reigns technically is still a heel. Him winning leaves you with a heel champion winning, right?
Yeah.
So you counter that by having Bray Wyatt show up and cut some, I don't know, eerie promo, have him maybe just show up at the entrance and like signal his intention and then cut to black or whatever. What do you think about the Uncle Howdy stuff?
Yeah, so I've read some reports, like people were saying that initially the plan was for Bray Wyatt to return and straight away feud with the Bloodline. But seeing as they've learned from the past with the Fiend, knowing that, putting the Fiend up against the title and then having him lose so fast will ruin his character.
Yeah.
That's why they purposely kind of kept them separate. So even now, I still think it's too soon to have Bray Wyatt suddenly fight Roman Reigns. I think he's having this old dilemma fighting his own self with the Uncle Howdy, all that, right?
So that's my point. Literally, he's in a feud with himself at this point. Like, he's coming out every week, cutting these promos, and like we've talked about it last week. Amazing promo. He draws you in. But once he finishes, you're left with like,
what just happened?
You don't know. Who is he fighting? He's fighting himself.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So at some point, there needs to be a resolution. I'm not saying I'm tired of it yet. I'm not, right? But if they overdo it, there's a very high chance that it gets like, it becomes a parody of itself.
Okay, what was the biggest criticism we had towards Bray Wyatt last time before, he left?
What, he OP, the Fiend?
No, not that. Like, he talked so well that he will.
That he what?
He's just in his own world, right?
Yeah. It's like he shocks Indiri, he's like talking, like promoting against, like, who you fighting? Like, at the end of the day, he needs to wrestle somebody to draw, right? So, I know his, like, merchandise sales is up there. So maybe he's like, fuck it. I'm just going to show up every week, promo against myself, and I'm good. Okay. What are the odds of Uncle Howdy being Bo Dallas and they actually having a match?
Well, I don't know whether it will be Bo Dallas, but I feel like apparently his character, his mask was designed after his dad or his grandfather, like Black Jet Mulligan or Barry Windham.
Okay.
So that's why he has like an old-timey, old-school like wrestler look to the Uncle Howdy, right? So could this just be him revealing his Wyatt 6, his different incarnations of his character?
Oh my god, so it's a whole Mick Foley thing where he will just show up as whichever interchangeable character he wants as and when it fits the storyline, is it?
Yeah, it's like a Moon Knight. Everyone got split personality disorder.
Maybe. So, but
Okay.
the thing is, okay, here, then my thing is, right, okay, so he's in the ring, he's cutting that heartfelt promo again. And then the Uncle Howdy shit shows up on the Titantron. So that implies that it's somebody else. So what, is he interrupting himself with a pre-tape? Like, at some point the logic falls apart here. And I'm a horror fan, I'm very forgiving with like horror elements and weird shit. But at some point, you're going to lose me if you continue doing shit like this. You know what I mean?
So my question is, how long more can you be patient before you start to get lost? Like, okay, I'm done with this storyline.
I don't know. That's why I feel like there needs to be some form of, or if anything, he needs to feud with somebody first while he has these things with his demons. Like, get him started with somebody. Some heel comes out and say, hey, you stupid crazy fuck. Like, stop wasting my time. Stop taking up TV time, Like, somebody needs to get him in his face. Let him have matches as Bray Wyatt, at least. Meanwhile, Uncle Howdy starts messing with him while he's fighting. Or some, progress the storyline.
Do you agree then that it's still, at this point in time, too soon for him to feud with Roman Reigns?
I would actually tend to agree with that, yes.
Yeah.
But
let him fight
how
with
do we end
someone else.
How do we end Crown Jewel without, sort of a letdown at the end? Or is Roman Reigns big enough of a name that he's transcended heel and face and people will cheer him anyway?
Well, technically SummerSlam ended, Clash at the Castle ended with him. Oh, no. It ended with Drew McIntyre singing with Tyson Fury. Yes,
exactly. That's the thing. So there's your, like, send the crowd home happy moment, right? Yeah. Well, maybe they feel like Crown Jewel, the crowd there is going to be happy no matter what because they have a WWE event to be at. So they don't care about sending the fans home happy. Maybe that could be it.
That's why if it was up to me, I would have wanted them to stretch out Bray Wyatt's return until Crown Jewel. But he came 1 month earlier, so I don't know.
Extreme Rules, right? And remember me talking about how after Extreme Rules, they should chill out with the stipulations? And then we had Halloween Havoc. And then now here we have 2 gimmick matches. I'm like, I really hope they don't overdo it.
I hope that the reason why this is like the bill has been like somewhat like that is because Triple H has his mind working past Crown Jewel towards Survivor Series, right? That's his focus right now. So hopefully that's when things get better and pick up. I don't know.
Because, okay, look at the matches, right? Even though 2 of them are quote-unquote gimmick matches, you know that Brock versus Bobby will involve furniture.
Yeah.
Right? And Braun Strowman, Omos, high chance got furniture. All right? Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul. You know Logan Paul's going to jump off the top rope onto the announce table. So, you literally have the majority of the matches involving furniture. And that's like, that goes back to the whole, like, oh my God, Extreme Rules. After that, please calm the fuck down. It seems like they're not going to.
That's why I always wonder, why all this while they've been in Saudi Arabia, they never have a match in the desert. They should have a desert match. Falls count anywhere in the desert.
That's cinematic, driving through the desert in a buggy. All right, you fight here. And then like what?
Somebody rides in the camel towards the fighting arena. Okay, what?
It would be perfect for Drew and Karrion Kross, actually. Drew shows up in a sword. Karrion Kross, like, freaking like eerie music. And you see Scarlett in the background on the sand dunes with her dunes, and she's like, fall and pray.
I wonder why The Rock never used Black Adam to promote sponsor Crown Jewel, bro.
Oh my God. Have you watched Black Adam, by the way?
Yes, I did. Isn't the whole storyline set in some sort of Middle Eastern looking city and town or whatever it is?
I don't know, but I know, quick diversion, right? Worth it or not? Or is it just a bunch of special effects, cool characters, that's it?
Have you watched?
No.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to give a very solid, objective review, bro.
Okay.
A lot of people like it. A lot of people don't like it. It's quite split. The ones that seem to not like it are critics. The ones that seem to love it are casual audiences.
Got
it?
Yeah.
Okay, for me personally, I follow DC, so I know what Black Adam, like the characters. I watch like the TV shows and stuff like that. The Rock feels more like The Rock than trying to play Black Adam. You get what I mean?
Have we not said this about The Rock before? That they literally need to find the role for him versus him being a role. He's not a great, thespian, right? He's not like...
He's not Batista.
No, he's not Batista.
Right?
Batista fills the role. This one is they built the role around The Rock.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So I feel like they built the Black Adam mythology around The Rock, as opposed to The Rock loses himself in the Black Adam mythology.
Yeah.
But that being said, I thought for the limitations of The Rock, I thought The Rock did great in the role.
Okay, I want to know how Dr. Fate, aka Pierce Brosnan, was, because I like Pierce Brosnan as an actor.
Bro, easily best part of the movie.
Okay.
I watched Black Adam twice.
Oh, that good,
No, because I love The Rock and I'm a DC fan, so I watched it on opening day by myself early in the morning before I go to work.
Wow, that is some dedication right there, bro.
I'm a true fan, and of course, because my nearest GV is Bedok Mall, and it's literally like 2 blocks away from my house. So I'm like, if I feel like watching a movie in the cinema, I can just literally go down.
Right?
Yeah, and then secondly, I watched with my girlfriend who doesn't like DC. She's like super into Marvel, and she said that it was her favorite DC film that she's ever watched.
Well, that's a freaking low bar.
No, it is a low bar, but it's also a kind of high bar because like she literally shits on DC.
All right, but it's still a low. Like what? Okay, like objectively, right? What's a great current DC? Don't talk about the Nolan one, lah. That one is not connected. Yeah. Neither is the Batman, by the way, connected.
Yeah. Okay. I thought Wonder Woman was good, like the first Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I thought. It was okay to you.
My thing with the DC movies, the good ones have been okay. The bad ones have been bad. There's no great one yet.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like, okay, I would say good ones would be Wonder Woman. I thought Aquaman was a great watch. Like, I enjoyed watching it. And maybe Shazam. The Shazam was fun when it came out, but I just forgot about it after that.
Right. Isn't Shazam somehow linked to Black Adam? They like have similar powers.
No, yeah. So Black Adam is actually supposed to be historically the villain of Shazam, right? Yep. They both got the powers from the same wizards. Yeah. So so it plays into the storyline. But anyway, Black Adam I thought was good for the expectations I had of it. But if you had very high expectations, like it's gonna be like a mind-blowing, mind-changing film, no, it's not lah. But Dr. Fate easily the best part of the movie. Like he was amazing.
Okay, I guess this warrants a Wednesday afternoon, 2 p.m. sit alone in the cinema watch.
Kind of, yeah. Okay, but I'm pretty sure you've heard about all the spoilers and the mid-credit scenes, right?
Bro, The Rock himself spoiled it. If anything, it was to draw people in to watch. He don't give a fuck. He's like, I want my movie to do well.
Yeah, I think that's probably the reason lah. But honestly, if you didn't watch it for that, you just watch it for the show. Yeah, I thought it was good enough. But like I said lah, don't think that it's The Rock losing himself in the role. It's the role molding itself after The Rock. That's what I would say.
Welcome to Comic Book in the Gut, our brand new podcast, by the way.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, we should do if you think about it, if you are so into the DC universe and I'm so into the Marvel universe, bro, that's our next podcast project. The superhero podcast, bro. How about that?
Oh my god! Bro, we will probably blow up, bro. And then suddenly you got a new bunch of haters, bro. After that.
Hey, chat. Would you like to hear us do a comic related or comic book movie podcast? Let us know in chat right now. By the way, Hales, good to see you. Hello, by the way.
Yeah, what's up, hey, bro? Hales, you joined right before we were about to end, lah. What's this?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Everybody, thanks for hanging out, though. We appreciate it, especially on a Tuesday afternoon. So, okay, we're going to wrap things up. Crown Jewel is this upcoming Sunday morning, so everybody enjoy it. I'm sure it'll be fun,
Yeah, for sure. And those who went spend their last weekend to watch some local wrestling with Rebel Max, I hope you guys enjoyed the show on the 29th of October. I heard they brought back the classic Grapple Max mat.
Yes.
So I heard there was a fun show as well. I'm so sorry couldn't be there. Ring of Rebirth also. And in the next coming weeks, end of November, SPW 10th anniversary, 2 shows, bro.
Woo, that's going to be crazy. Fias says, of course, Usi Hero Podcast. The Usi
What?
Hero podcast. Cannot. See, the Usi thing is a gimmick. It will only last for a few more months. So we can't be Usi. We are not Usi at all.
Yeah, we are okay. We are okay je.
Hey, when is the SPW show? Well, like, what date?
I believe it's 24th, 25th November weekend.
Oh, okay.
Is that the last weekend of the month?
24th, 25th. Okay, yeah, we need to really... No, it's the second last weekend. We
got it.
really need to try to be there because it's going to be fun. So,
yeah. If you've seen the news and announcements, we're going to have Riho coming to SPW. We're going to have Tajiri.
Yeah.
And a couple of other, AEW, former WWE. Maybe TNA, I don't know what else, whatever it is that's gonna be part. It's just gonna be a big event, right?
Yeah, and we'll try to get the statement or some of the SPW guys on the show before the event itself, so we can get a more in-depth promo or a preview of it lah. But that being said, everybody enjoy Crown Jewel. If you haven't already, drop us a follow on this channel, hit that like button, and follow us on our social media pages, Instagram, Discord link right there in the description. Of course, if you love what we do, and take your support one step further, we have a Patreon.
Yeah, man, and we're gonna give you another reason why you should be part of our Patreon. This episode will be our 41st episode.
Yeah.
45th episode will be our season finale. And we are planning some big things. You're planning to have hopefully like a live studio kind of setup where you and me, Mr. will be in the same screen, bro, not separate screens.
Finally,
together.
Bro. Yes. Maybe I can take a spear from somebody.
Yes, for sure. So if you are our Patreon, we are going to give you some interesting giveaways and some interesting invites as well. Hint, as we plan out the end of our season finale for this year. Yeah, so look out for that.
For sure. With that, we are going to say thank you so much once again. Have a great afternoon, people. And as always, it's Mr. Young.
And it's Foreign in the building. Have a great week ahead.
Kick to the gut. I like it.